Welcome everybody to my talk at the Words in the World Conference 2021. Today I'm going to talk about comparing word properties across languages, a case study on ratings for arousal and valency. So what was the challenge of our project? There's a lot of data. Psychologists and linguists over the last few years have collected more and more data across a growing number of languages to describe various properties of words and concepts. But as of yet, there existed no database where we could compare different properties of words across languages. So that's why we created the database of cross-linguistic norms, ratings, and relations for words and concepts. And to shorten this very long title, we decided to name this database NORA-RAY. And here we combine data from psychology and linguistics. To give you a very brief overview of the data that we have within the NORA-RAY database, you can have a look at this figure where you see some of the word properties that are integrated in the NORA-RAY database. And to give you some numbers, we are currently in version 0.2 and have 65 unique word and concept properties derived from 98 different data sets across 40 languages. We have 3 categories in the NORA-RAY database. So we have norms, ratings, and relations. And under the umbrella of norms, we have word frequency and lexical decision data, so data from samples from a total quantity. Then we have the ratings category where we include data on participant judgments, for example, on age of acquisition, psychological states, and sensory modality. The relations data type is for data or information on the relation between words or concepts. So for example, collexifications from the CLICS database, stability rankings, or associations which are stored in WordNet. The data is openly accessible, so you can either check out the web interface where you will have a broad overview of the database and can have a look at all the different properties that are integrated there. Or we have the GitHub repository where you find the data in its entirety, and I will share the links to this presentation later on. But now we have all this data. How can we apply it, or what can we do with it? So here I would like to present a case study that looks at a comparison of ratings for arousal and valency of words on a 9-point scale across English, Dutch, and Spanish. We took the material from 3 different studies. So we have Scott et al. For English, we have Morse et al. For Dutch, and Stadhagen-Gonzalez for Spanish. And here are the results of the arousal ratings for all 3 language pairs. So we have English-Dutch, we have English-Spanish, and Dutch-Spanish. And what you can see here is that the ratings do not align as closely as we would have expected. So we have a correlation coefficient for the English-Spanish pair of 0.3. And the highest, the Dutch-Spanish pair with 0.6 is also very low for the correlation of these arousal ratings. And English and Dutch are somewhere in between with 0.5. For the valency ratings, we have the following results. As you can see here, the ratings align much more closely across all 3 language pairs. We have a 0.8 correlation coefficients across all 3 data sets, which is what we would have expected for those very closely related languages. So the correlation strength varies for arousal, and for valency, the Pearson coefficient was above 0.8 in all language pairs. The findings for arousal actually differ from a study by Jackson et al., who found that closely related languages have more similar emotion semantics. To summarize this study and our approach, so the biggest challenge of our project was to transform a large number of different data sets so that they are comparable. And especially for cross-linguistic studies, this no-array database can be the perfect starting point because you can easily compare word properties across several languages. The results of the comparison of arousal and valency ratings across the 3 languages showed that our approach provides important insights about the comparability of word properties. But there are also some limitations to our approach. So there are many studies that collect data with participant judgments, but often they use different rating scales. So we have 5, 7, or 9-point scales. So the data that is collected across languages is actually not really comparable because different scales were used. And this can be shown by having a look at the no-array data. The number of the items that we can compare is limited by the concepts provided in the Concepticon. If you would like to know more about the whole workflow behind this database, please reach out to me or send me a message afterwards. This is just the beginning. So we started this project in 2019, and we will extend the data in the future. I would also like to thank my 2 co-authors, Robert Forkel and Johannes Mattes-List, who worked with me on this project. And this is the link to our article that was just recently published in Behavior Research Methods. If you now think that you would really like to add your own data or want to compare some data in the no-array database, you can check out my tutorial. So I have one for adding data sets and another for comparing no-array data sets where you can follow the different steps. And with this, I would like to thank you very much